This is my compost pile. You can see I've been digging. I don't have the ability to turn it over, which would be very helpful. I do it manually. So I keep throwing things on top and then I undermine it. If you look down the bottom, it's totally composted, and it comes up looking like black soil. Very nice stuff. Now it has a lot of advantages. First of all, it's nutrient rich and it saves on your fertilizer costs. We throw all our non-meat refuse out here. You can see we've had oranges for breakfast the last few days. There's a bouquet of tulips that were in our vase for about 3 or 4 days, and when the petals stopped dropping, that came out here. You can see that I've thrown on there some pine branches. We throw leaves on that. I avoid throwing too many grass clippings on the compost pile. It tends to make the pile very viscous and block the airflow. Never throw meat or fat things on the compost pile. You'll attract vermin, you'll attract rats, and various undesirable animals. What I've done here, I've been working on this for the last 2 weeks. I've probably got 10 wheelbarrow loads from under here. When I've got as much as I need, I take it over to the garden and I make a row of compost on top of the garden. I have a very simple means of screening it off. I just use a screen so that I can have fine soil if I choose to. Here's my technique, which is fairly simple. I take compost, put it into this box, which acts as a screen, and I fill it up with compost. I'll just put that much in it for now, and then I screen it into this wheelbarrow. Now what's left here is some uncomposted leaves, pine cone, a couple sticks, and whatever. I just put them back on the compost. Eventually they will decompose. Here's what has resulted. Looks like pure soil, but the fact is it's compost. This has a lot of natural fertilizer in it, so I stay organic. This box happens to be one I got hold of, but any kind of screening device will do. This is quite strong. These are made in Holland and they're shipped to the United States, usually with flower bulbs, tulips and daffodils. At any rate, it's free fertilizer. I keep the compost pile in the least visible part of my garden. This is not a beautiful site, so I don't want anybody to see it. So it's a back corner of my garden. This is very simple construction. It's just some 2x4s and some chicken netting. This one has a piece that I've taken out in the middle. I have 3 different pieces. I start on one side and I work my way over to the other, and then I reverse it. And by that time, and it may be a year later, this stuff is very well composted. Surprisingly, twigs like this will dissolve in a year. It's amazing. Mother Nature is fine. It is a good idea to turn it over occasionally, otherwise it may get too heavy and not have enough airflow. You don't want the bad bacteria, which is called anaerobic bacteria, to work in it. When there's plenty of air, you get aerobic bacteria, which is good for your compost. So enough said about the compost pile. Again, not a pretty sight, but it works.